The night began with a scream no one was brave enough to hear. Maya Johnson pushed open the glass door of Riverstone Grill, expecting nothing more than a quiet dinner after a long shift. The restaurant was warm, filled with chatter, clinking glasses, and the hum of people enjoying their Friday night. But the moment she stepped inside, the room shifted. People stared, not because she was loud, not because she was doing anything wrong, but because she was a black woman walking into an expensive restaurant alone. She felt it immediately, the subtle tightening of shoulders, the way conversation slowed, how the hostess avoided eye contact. Maya took a deep breath. She had dealt with this before. Only tonight it would go further than she ever imagined. A tall waiter with rolled-up sleeves and a permanent smirk approached her aggressively. "We're full." His tone wasn't polite, wasn't regretful, just sharp and cold. Maya glanced around. At least 6 empty tables were visible. "You seem to have space," she said calmly. The waiter stepped closer, expression twisting. "Not for your kind. You people always cause trouble." Her heart dropped. People looked away. Everyone heard him. No one said a word. "I have a reservation," Maya said, controlling her breathing. He laughed loudly, drawing more eyes. "Oh, you reserved? That's funny." She tried to step past him, but he shoved her backward. Her shoulder hit the wall. Her head snapped back. Her breath left her body. The entire restaurant froze. The waiter leaned in, voice low but venomous. "You don't belong here. Go back to where you came from." Her eyes stung with tears, not from pain, but the humiliation of being pushed, judged and treated like she was nothing, in front of dozens of silent witnesses. Not one person stood up. Not one voice defended her. Only the humming lights above her ceiling heard her dignity crack. The police were called, not by the staff, but by a teenage girl at a corner table who recorded the entire thing. Maya didn't argue. She simply walked out with trembling hands, hurt, embarrassed, and deeply disappointed. But the waiter? He walked back inside, arrogant, laughing, completely unaware that this night, this single moment of cruelty would return to him in a courtroom he never expected. Because Maya Johnson wasn't just a woman he shoved. She was Judge Maya Johnson, one of the youngest judges in the city, and destiny was already preparing the seat where he would stand in front of her. By the next morning, the internet was on fire. The teenage girl's video had millions of views. Racist waiter assaults black woman at Riverstone Grill. It spread across platforms, news channels, group chats, everywhere. At the courthouse where Maya worked, whispers followed her. Colleagues saw the video. Her assistant cried when she watched it. And even though Maya kept her composure, deep inside she felt a wound that was old but freshly bleeding. The waiter, Ethan Miles, was fired within 24 hours. But that wasn't enough. The district attorney announced assault charges. The restaurant owner tried apologizing publicly, crying on camera, but the world wasn't satisfied. There was something about Ethan's cruelty, his calmness while humiliating someone that made everyone realize this wasn't a mistake. It was who he was. His arrogance didn't change either. Reporters caught him outside his apartment. He spat at the cameras and yelled, "I didn't do anything wrong. She was trying to start trouble." The internet roasted him. Hashtags trended. Protests formed outside the restaurant. Still, the court needed to proceed like every other case. Maya requested not to be involved. Ethically, she couldn't judge a case where she was the victim. But destiny works in strange ways. 2 days before the hearing, the assigned judge fell seriously ill. The court needed an immediate replacement, and the only judge available was Judge Maya Johnson. She froze when the clerk informed her. "I can't," she whispered. "You're the only judge left. If you recuse yourself, the case will be delayed for weeks." Everyone knew delaying a viral racial assault case could cause chaos. With trembling hands, she agreed, but only on one condition. "I will not judge based on what he did to me. I will judge based on the law." But no one, not the clerk, not the attorneys, not even the crowd, could imagine the look on Ethan's face when he walked into the courtroom. The man who shoved her, humiliated her, and told her she didn't belong, was about to learn exactly who she was. The courtroom was packed. Reporters, activists, angry citizens, people who had been humiliated in silence and wanted justice not just for Maya, but for themselves. Ethan swaggered in, wearing a cheap suit and an expression of boredom. His confidence lasted exactly 3 seconds. Because when he looked up at the judge's bench, his smile died. His mouth fell open. His palms trembled. The woman he shoved, the woman he mocked, insulted, degraded, sat above him in a black robe, holding the power to decide his fate. His lawyer leaned in and whispered urgently, "Do not speak. Do not say a word unless I tell you." But it was too late. Ethan's face turned pale. Judge Maya's voice filled the room. Case of state versus Ethan Miles. The defendant is charged with assault, harassment, and hate-motivated misconduct. She didn't look angry. She didn't look emotional. She looked powerful, steady, unshakable. The prosecution presented the video. The entire courtroom watched Maya being shoved backward, her head slamming the wall. Gasps filled the room. Ethan looked down, avoiding the screen. The prosecutor asked, "Your Honor, due to the racial nature of this assault, we request maximum sentencing." Ethan panicked. He jumped up. "I didn't mean it. She was acting." His lawyer grabbed his sleeve, trying to pull him down. But Ethan kept yelling, "She wasn't supposed to be there. That restaurant isn't for people like her." Silence. You could hear someone's heartbeat in the back row. Judge Maya looked at him, eyes steady. "Mr. Miles," she said quietly, "do you believe certain people don't belong in certain places?" He froze. His face twitched. His mouth opened, then closed. She continued, "Do you believe you had the right to decide who is worthy of dignity?" He stuttered, voice cracking. I didn't mean—" "You didn't mean to push me?" she asked. "No, You didn't mean to humiliate me?" "No, You didn't mean to assault me because of my race?" Everyone leaned forward. He whispered, "I don't know." "That," she said, "is the truth that brought us here." Tears rose in some listeners' eyes. The courtroom wasn't witnessing a judge and a defendant. Judge Maya took a long breath. She could have sent him to jail immediately. She could have destroyed his record permanently. The law gave her full authority. But she didn't want revenge. She wanted understanding. She wanted change. She looked directly at Ethan. "I will sentence you," she said. "But I want you to understand why you are here." The courtroom waited in absolute stillness. "In that restaurant, you pushed me physically. But worse, you tried to push me out of my dignity." Ethan lowered his eyes. "That humiliation, I carried it home. Not because I am weak, but because racism is a weight people like me are forced to carry every day." She paused. "But today you will carry something too." Sentence: 6 months in community service. And Ethan Miles was not the same man. He volunteered at black community centers. He cleaned graffiti from schools. He listened to stories from people he once ignored. One evening, during a public forum where he was required to read his essay, he looked nervous but honest. His voice shook as he read, "I once believed silence made me innocent, but silence is a weapon. And the day I shoved Judge Maya Johnson, I shoved every person I believed didn't belong." Audience members wiped tears. He continued, "I was not punished. I was educated. And now I understand the weight of what I did." After the event, Ethan approached Maya cautiously. "Judge Johnson, I know an apology isn't enough." He paused, voice trembling. "But I am sorry, truly." Maya studied him for a moment. She didn't smile. She didn't cry. She simply nodded and said, "Grow from it. That's all I want." And in that moment, the circle closed, not with revenge, but with responsibility. Riverstone Grill changed its management. The teenage girl who filmed the incident received an award for courage. And Maya's story became a powerful message shared in classrooms and campaigns across the country. Maya Johnson had entered a restaurant as a victim, but walked into a courtroom as a symbol of justice. Because justice is not the loudest voice in the room. Justice is the one that stands up, even when everyone else stays silent.